welcome back to Shine Like a Diamond. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. We are doing, as promised, a WIP and chat. I know I promise you guys all the time, and it seems like these videos are just, I don't know if they're just hard sometimes to fit into my schedule, and yeah, I have no excuses. I don't, but because it's not for lack of things to say, because I could talk to a wall. So yeah, but anyways, I decided though I needed a much needed break from filling orders. I just was like, that's pretty much all I've been doing for 3 straight days now, actually. And if I wasn't filling orders, I was sleeping or eating. So I was like, you know what? I need to whip out my diamond painting and get a little, like, me time, stress relieving refresher, I guess you could say. I have filled 48 orders, I think. Is it 38 or 48? I can't remember. Something in between 38 and 40 something orders, so a lot. Yeah, this is them. The 2 big boxes full, and those have all been filled in the last 3 days. Well, yeah, the last 3 days. And they're still coming in. Orders are still coming in. I still have quite a few to get done, but I have done a lot. So I am proud of myself for that, because this is a one-woman show, y'all. Like, I'm doing everything. I don't have any help. And printing out, like, the order, because I do not inventory sheets, but I guess it could be like a packing slip, and so that way you know what you ordered, and everything is kind of, right there. You get like a receipt and stuff, and then printing out the shipping labels and putting everything together, putting them on, cutting the shipping labels out, because unfortunately the ones I found anyways are not the right size for the envelopes. They're too big. And so then I, have to spend time cutting them out, which is a nuisance. But, I'm sure I could probably find some, maybe a better size online or something. But I don't know. Because I did actually, I'm going to have to go tomorrow to Home Depot. Not Home Depot. I don't know what I'm saying. Office Depot. Or Staples or something, because I ran out of packing slips. Like, I'm out of those. Totally out. I ran out of my pink envelopes, which the pink ones are the ones that are like, they're 9x4. So now all I have left is my 9x7 envelopes, which that's fine. I'll get my new ones in the mail. I buy them off of Amazon, so they come 2 days after I buy them, so that shouldn't be a problem. If I have to, I do have some white ones laying around, and I can get some at the store too. They're just not as fun. I like using the colored ones. I bought blue bubble wrap too, and I tell you guys, I'm easily amused, because I was like giddy over the blue bubble wrap. It just, something different, something just makes it, I don't know, something about it just makes it a little bit more fun. But anyways, but yeah, it has been super successful. I cannot even comprehend, like, I just can't. It's amazing, like, this community, when something needs to be done, like, everybody just kind of riles around and gets her done. So yeah, I can't thank you all enough for everything that you guys have done. And it's been a busy, not just with orders and everything, but just life in general. We've had, I know I showed you guys Eli, my friend's dog, who we had for 4 days. And we are going to be picking him up again tomorrow for a couple days. I don't know how long we'll keep him. We'll see. But anyways, they just had so much fun. And it's so good for him, because that way he gets to be like out of his crate and, you know, in a home environment. And he loves people. Like, he is obsessed with Maddie. Always has to be on her. And he's, you know, like a 70-pound dog, and he thinks he's like the size of a chihuahua. He wants to sit on your lap like a toddler sits on your lap. That's how he wants to sit on your lap. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but, and him and Lincoln, they're hilarious. They're just hilarious. Sometimes they drive me a little crazy because, like, they just never stop. They're always on. And, like, when we drove Eli home, we got home, Lincoln slept for like 6 hours straight, like just conked out hard because, well, Eli, you know, while he was here, they were just like, you know, playing and playing and playing, nonstop. So it was pretty funny how he hit the wall and was like, done. I couldn't get him to even get up for his normal, like, potty time. He's like, nope, I'm sleeping through it. But I am super excited to, like, you know, we were careful to, you know, when we had to put Maya down, we knew we wouldn't be able to get a new dog right away just because of finances and stuff. You know, vet bills for her, it adds up. It really adds up. But anyways, we've talked about what kind of dog we might get, what kind of dog she thinks, what kind of dog I think, you know. I've never let her or myself go too much into it yet because I was like, you know, last time it took us 1.5 years to earn the money, and last time we only were going for $1,500. This time we're going for $3,000 because last time I realized how much it actually is to train and you know, do everything you need to do to get a service dog ready. So she was, you know, a little bit disappointed by how much I said that we needed to, you know, to earn before we did it. But, you know, I want to be a responsible pet owner, and I don't think it's responsible to go and get a dog that you can't fully, you know, give the needs to the dog. So, anyways, but with that being said, like, I was careful, and I was careful with her not to let her just, like, get too excited too soon, you know? Like, my boss, or my friend now, she's not my boss anymore. She was my boss. She has a litter of puppies right now that she's fostering, and we went to visit the puppies and play with the puppies. No intention of getting one, just wanted to go visit them, and, like, I was very clear when we went, like, this is just visiting puppies, like, we're not looking at them, we're not thinking about getting one, like, not happening. I don't care, like, no, it's not happening right now. And actually it was good. Those puppies were adorable, but there weren't the breed or the temperament that we were looking for. There's 11 of them though, so I'm sure one of them would have worked, but that's not the point. So, but now that, you know, I feel like, yeah, we're gonna hit it by spring, which is that's what I wanted to get it, because it's a good time. You have, you know, the spring, the summer, and then the fall to hopefully get them, like, you know, as potty trained as possible, so that way you're not having to, like, right now we have so much snow outside. It's redonkulous, you guys. Seriously, we had the most mild winter to start with. It was crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, we are getting away with, like, no snow. It hasn't been too cold. And then all of a sudden, Mother Nature decided to be like, ha ha ha, I played a trick on you. Because all of a sudden, she just dumping the snow on us, you guys. Yeah, it started out with 8 inches, then 4 inches, then 6 inches. And it's just been, like, every day. And there's so much snow. It's crazy. Jack, our cat, he, like, jumps into the snow to go potty, but he, like, disappears because there's so much snow. But then tonight when we were out there, it had warmed up some today, and so then it refroze. So we were outside tonight, and Jack was literally, like, running across the snow. It was the cutest thing. But then if you looked over at Lincoln, and he's trying to go across the snow, he's, like, stepping and sinking and stepping and sinking. And definitely more like irritated he was about that. And Jack's just like, ooh, I just walk right across this stuff. Not a problem. The other night, the stepping and sinking was happening to him, though, because it had, like, just barely started to refreeze. And so he'd, like, make it to be able to stand on it for a second. And then he would fall. And he was getting, you could tell, like, just by the way he was, like, walking, that he was getting frustrated. But anyways, but yeah, the other night, it was insane. So we had a ton of snow. Parking lots, of course, there's snow everywhere. Like, it's just everywhere right now. I went to Hobby Lobby to pick up some stuff because I knew that with this big, sale and thing that we're doing, I was like, I'm going to need some more inventory for sure. So I'm going to go, run over to Hobby Lobby and Michael's and get what I need. So I went to Hobby Lobby and, I was there till they closed. So they closed at 8 o'clock. And after I finished getting my stuff there, which I love that store, by the way, not just because of like the things they have, because they have some good stuff, but the people. Like, I really like the people. There is this one worker, they all pretty much know me by now because I'm in there all the time, but she, like, when she sees me come in, she's like, oh, it's my favorite customer, and like, she's so sweet. She's a little high school girl, but she is the sweetest. They're just super nice there. I've had no bad experiences yet at Hobby Lobby. Now, am I saying they're a perfect store? Absolutely not. Like, that is not what I'm saying. So don't, like, have a little tizzy about it. I just love the store. And they have a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun stuff. And it's dangerous because I only live like 4 blocks from Hobby Lobby and Michael's, you guys. Like, yeah, it takes me about 4 minutes by car. And that's only because there's a light in between. Yeah, it's pretty dang close. Pretty close. And Hobby Lobby and Michael's are like right next to each other. So, anyway, so I finished doing what I was doing at Hobby Lobby, and I went over to Michael's, and I was getting some more stuff. By the way, I don't understand, and I asked them this, and they couldn't answer, but they like never replace. I don't know what it is, if they're like big warehouses don't get enough of it or what, but they do not replace their stock of stuff very much. And it's frustrating because I find something I really like and I'm like, yay, I want to go back and get more. And they never like get it. It's like weeks. And I'm like, what is going on? You can't even order from them. You have to go online and order. And then if you do that, you pay, out the nose for shipping, which then I would have to raise my costs. And I don't want to have to do that. And so, but anyways, it's just irritating. And I asked them and they're like, I don't know why they don't have regular shipment dates that they get new stuff. And I'm like, that's weird. Hobby Lobby, I know they do. They have it every Thursday because I put in orders with them. They let me do that, which is awesome because I can get what I need and bigger quantities of it. And then I don't have to pay the shipping, which is wonderful. Anyways, I got what I needed at Michael's. And I walked outside and my car was like, so let's see. Okay. So if this line is like where Michael's is, okay. And then my car is sitting like right here. So I walk out the door and I go to get in my car and I was going to put my stuff in the trunk. And I start walking back to the trunk and all of a sudden I hear this like vroom, and this car just comes. There's this huge parking lot, huge. There's like, okay, how many stores? There's Errands, Grocery Outlet, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Cash and Carry, and then there's like this, what is that? Furniture Row, and then a gymnastics place. So there's a huge parking lot, and so this car is like goes like right here and he spins around and he just flies by. If I would have not been paying attention, he would have easily hit me. easily. I don't even know how fast they were going. So 1 car goes by, 2 car goes by, 3, 4, 5, 15 cars were there. 15 of them. And they're speeding and they're doing donuts and they're having a ball. And they were going so fast that they almost hit me. And then as I look over, Hobby Lobby is closed now, and all of their employees, there's 6 of them, walking out the doors and stepping onto the parking lot. And I'm not kidding you, you guys. They were about 5 seconds away from being hit. 5 seconds. Luckily, the manager guy saw that the cars were coming and like kind of did the soccer mom move, to stop the employees from stepping into the parking lot when these cars zoomed by. And so when I saw that, I'm like, no, I'm no snitch. I don't tattle on people. It's like, I was young once. Kids do stupid things. They don't think about tomorrow. It's like a scientific proven that they actually cannot function that way, where they think about the future and what kind of long-term effects things could have. But this was too much. 15 cars. There was some nice freaking cars too. One of them was a BMW. And then the other one was like a Mercedes SUV, big, like pimped out. It was a beautiful car. I'm like, they're risking not only hurting themselves, hurting someone else, and damaging their dang cars just to have a little fun. And this is a parking lot, mind you, that is full of cars and full of people. This is not the middle of the night. This is not, a empty school parking lot where nobody is there. Like, that's when I was a kid. I remember a couple times going in the car with my boyfriend, and he would like go and do some donuts, but it was in like an empty parking lot where nobody was around, and there was no risk of having an accident where it was just like. Anyways, I called the cops. I was like, nope, this ain't happening. So I called the cops. While I'm on the phone, they're like, oh, we're getting another call about it. Oh, we're getting another call. Oh, another call. They had like 6 calls or something. And so then I went out, I got my car, and I started driving down because there's Michael's, and then there's Hobby Lobby, and then Grocery Outlet. Grocery Outlet, if you don't know, is it's a grocery store, but it has like cheaper stuff. Anyways, so I'm leaving Michael's and I'm passing Hobby Lobby, and the manager's standing outside still. Everybody else had left. He stayed and was videotaping these guys. And I was like, I rolled down my window and I was like, yeah, I actually called the cops. He goes, so did I. And he was telling everybody in his group that had called the cops. And so these guys are idiots. I mean, all these people are out on their phones, obviously calling the cops on you. You're being recorded, yet you're still just doing it like nothing's going on. Like nobody was there. It was just weird. Like, are you that stupid or what? I don't know. Anyways, I'm like, whatever. I did, what I felt like I needed to do. I have to go to Grocery Outlet to get some milk and a couple other things. That store is a store I go to, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. So if you go there, you always are going to have to go to another grocery store too, because they don't have everything and they don't always have the same things. Like it's one of those that they get stuff from like Costco and all these different grocery stores. And so sometimes they have something and sometimes they don't. So a lot of times I'll go there first and get what I need or want. And then after that, I'll go to the regular grocery store or Walmart or something like that to get the rest of my stuff. So I went in there and I was probably in there 5 minutes maybe. I just needed milk. And so I'm at I go up to the cash register and I hadn't got a cart because they were covered in snow. So I'm like, eh. So I was carrying everything. I just needed milk, and I couldn't even hardly carry everything I got because that's what I do at the store. And so I'm like paying for stuff, and like all the employees start like running in and laughing and talking, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, the cops came. I'm like, oh, good, they did. So they actually came. They obviously, a couple guys got tickets, and then one of the guys said he heard the cop tell this kid, like, something about, I'm going to give you a break this time, but slow down. And I was like, dang, he was fortunate. But then apparently, because so he drives away from the cop, goes out to the edge of the parking lot and pulls out onto the main road, and obviously was not slowing down or doing what the cop said, because the cop instantly turned on his lights, pulled that guy over, and gave him a ticket. And I was like, good, because I think they needed it. They're not going to learn by just a slap on the wrist. No. Nope. Like, that's not, I'm sure I'd put money on it that even the ones that got tickets, probably went and found somewhere else to do it. I mean, I cannot even, but it was like, if you've ever seen the movie Fast and the Furious, where the cops, like, come to, like, when they're doing the street racing, and everybody just, like, disperses, that's kind of, I guess, what happened. Most of them. But then some of them went and parked and acted like they were just, customers or whatever. Because when I came out to my car after I paid for my groceries, there was, like, 4 of them that I knew were, some of them that were doing it, because I saw them. And they were all just sitting in their cars. And then, like, when I came out, and the cops were all gone, they drove off. But I just was pretty pissed off, because I don't know, it's just like one thing to do that, but to do it during a time of the day or night that there's people everywhere. I mean, there's kids, there's elderly people. I mean, you just don't do that. Yeah, and I don't, like I said, that's only like maybe the 3rd time I've ever called the cops. I just haven't never really had a reason to. Once I did, though, and it was just a couple months ago. My son and his friend were outside. They were skateboarding outside. And we live in an apartment complex, in case you didn't know. And anyways, they're playing outside by the front of the house. And they both come running in the house, lock the door. They're freaking out. I don't even know what they're saying, because they're just freaking out. I think this actually, it did. I remember it happened right before I went live, because I remember telling the story of why I was a little bit late that night, because they had come in freaking out that they had heard some yelling and then shots fired. And I did not hear anything, but by the way they were acting, like, I knew they weren't pranking me, because I can tell when Alex is lying. And they were genuinely like scared. I had to go and actually drive him home, the friend, because he was like, I'm not walking over by those houses, and he would have had to go by them to go home. So I had to drive him home that night. So I knew it was real, but I called the cops, and I never heard anything like that happened. So I don't know if anything actually, came about that, but yeah. And then I think that's the only other time I remember. Oh no, I had to call. Well, I called because there was this little old woman. It was like 2 a.m, and there was this little Maya was barking at the door, and it was the summertime. We had our door open, and I went over, and this woman was like, no shoes. She had she was an Asian woman. She had a long white like nightgown, and she was just like walking, and I was like, she was like probably in her 80s, I want to say. Okay, backstory: I watch scary movies regularly. Like, I love them. They don't really scare me very often, but I love them. Anyways, so I see her. I am not kidding you guys. She looked like a ghost. So I'm like, that's not normal that this 80-year-old is like, and so I'm watching her out the window, and I see her kind of fall to the ground on her knees, and I'm like, that's not good. She's elderly, so this is not normal, obviously. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go out and see what I can do. So I went out, and I got my my shoes and my clothes and all that. And I brought Maya with me, and we went out, and I tried to talk to her. I say, like, are you lost? Do you need help? Or she didn't speak English. But when I said the word help, she, like, kind of nodded her head. And I was like, you do? And so then she kind of started walking away. I was like, okay. So then I started walking away. Well, then I turned around, and she was following me. And she followed me for quite a while. So, I mean, I was about ready to, like, pee my pants at one point. I'm like, if that, like, so I went into the pool area, because at this time I was actually taking care of the pool. And the doors were locked, but I had the key, so I went into the pool area to check on the heat since I was out there. And when I came back out, she was, like, standing by the gate. I'm like, if this woman walks through that fence, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. See my active imagination. Anyways, so I eventually, like, it was about, I don't know, I called the apartment manager, because I'm really good friends with her. And, well, she doesn't work here anymore, but, and I had her cell phone number, and I was like, does anybody that you can think of fit this description? And she couldn't think of anybody, and it was 2 a.m, though. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna call the cops, because she needs something, like, something's going on. So I called them, and then, because she kept falling, she'd, like, kind of just, like, kneel down to the ground, like, she couldn't, I don't know, it was really weird. Anyway, she was barefoot, and it was the middle of the night. So the cops, the ambulance came, the fire truck came, all of them, they took her and, brought her to the hospital, and later I found out it was actually my neighbor who just lives, she used to, we're in a different apartment now, but she was just, like, 3 doors down, but it was her mother. I had never met her mother, because her mother has all these health issues and has Alzheimer's and all of this stuff, so she's never outside. She's in her room, like, all the time. And they locked the door to her room because they don't want her to leave. Well, I guess because she's wandered out before. But I guess this night, the woman, the daughter had accidentally left, and the daughter, she's, in her 40s or 50s, something like that, but she left the front door opened, and the grandma, and she was on the phone, and so when she was on the phone, the grandma, which was her mom, snuck out and wandered the apartment complex and scared the bejeebus out of me. Yeah, that was an interesting night, but, yeah. But anyways, that's the only couple times I've had to call the cops. I don't know, it's weird. I always feel weird calling them. Like, is this really an emergency? Do I really need to call 911? Like, because there's, I don't know. Sometimes it's funny when that porcupine was here, and a couple people were like, you should call 911. I'm like, what? And tell them what? That a porcupine is hanging around our house? They're going to laugh at me. Like, why? No. That's animal control. But it was nighttime, so I couldn't call animal control. But that's the kind of thing. It's like, I know that that's not something you should bother the cops with, so I don't know. Sometimes my brain, but I'm going to have to pause you for just a minute, because I got to go and get something to drink, because my mouth is like a cotton ball right now, so give me 1 second, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, anyways, so yeah, one of my issues that I have that is from my autoimmune disease is, I get really, like, dry mouth and dry eyes. So, I basically, like, I have water all the time. Otherwise, I get really dry mouth, and that causes tooth decay, which is why I'm having all these teeth problems, because I did not know that. Now my dentist has me on, like, this dental rinse and gum and gummies and all this stuff that helps, like, my mouth produce more saliva or something. I don't know. I know it's gross, but anyways, I don't remember what I was talking about at all. Excuse me. But yeah, so this week has been super busy, and then it was funny on Sunday, so yesterday, for me, because today is, well, it is Tuesday, but it's like 3:30 in the morning on Tuesday, so for me it feels like it's Monday night. So yesterday on Sunday, my husband he goes to bed at 8 o'clock religiously, like not even 5 minutes late. He goes to bed every night at 8 o'clock if he has to work the next day, because he gets up about 4:15ish, depending on if he is working overtime or not that week. Anyways, and so it's like 8:15. I'm like, what the heck? He's not in bed. Oh yeah, by the way, hon, I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay, because he has all these vacation days that he needs to use. And I was like, all right, so do you have to work Tuesday? He's like, nah, we'll see. The man would not tell me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You get mad at me when I forget little plans here and there. I'll forget to tell him about them. Sometimes they don't even have to do with him. And he gets upset. And I'm like, dude, you're purposefully not telling me. Do you have to work? When do you have to go back to work? We'll see. He still won't tell me. I don't know if he doesn't have to work tomorrow, because he told me that. And he was up late, so I know. But I still don't know about Wednesday. I have no idea. I did tell him I needed the car on tomorrow because I have a doctor appointment tomorrow morning. So maybe he just decided to stay home. I don't know. I don't know what the man's thinking. Sometimes. So, yeah, that was a whole story. I don't think I've told you guys this. I don't remember if I did or not. If I did, I covered it briefly in a live, but my husband and I, so we both have our own cars. Well, we did. And he was at work. It was the morning. It was dark. And he parked where he normally would park. But that morning, for whatever reason, they needed that area for a semi to come in. And so they asked him to move his car. He said, sure. So he goes out to move his car. Somebody behind him had their lights shining on him. And so he goes to back up. Well, the trailer was apparently I don't know how to do this because it's his car. So here's his car, here's the front, and here's the back. This semi-type trailer without the truck on it, it's just like the bed. So the bed of the semi was like this, I guess. So it was just a little bit, but he couldn't see it. So he backed up like that, and the top of the semi, which is steel, my God, hit the in between the back window and the passenger window, like that frame spot right there, hit that spot, dented it so bad that it cracked the entire window. Yeah, it didn't take much force for that to happen, but the entire back window is cracked, so you can't see out of it. So you're not supposed to, you're supposed to have so many whatever visions. I don't know. You can get a ticket for driving a car that had their windows broken like that. Anyway, so we get on the phone with insurance. Insurance says, yeah, bring it over to the, wherever you want to take it that we work with, and we'll get you into a rental, yada, yada, yada. So we do that. We take the car over to, this was before Christmas. We take the car over to the, the mechanic body. It was a body shop because it was not mechanical stuff. It was more, it was body work. Drop the car off, go get a rental. So Seth drove my car and I drove the rental car. Man, I wish I could have kept that car. It was a 2019 Toyota Corolla. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was a little 4-door sedan, just like mine. But oh my gosh, the gas mileage on that thing was amazing. My car gets 14 to 15 to the gallon. It is a nice car because it's so heavy. It makes it safe and everything. But gas-wise, it sucks. It sucks bad. Anyways, So I get the rental car, and it had like, I was getting all giddy and my daughter was making fun of me, but when I realized it had the camera to reverse it, like when you put in reverse, the camera back there shows you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it has a camera. Like, I was so excited. I'm like, I want to back up again. Where can I back up again? Um, yeah, I told you I get amused easily. Anyways, it was a nice car. I've never owned a brand new car before, so, you know, I've drove like my parents and stuff when they've gotten new cars, but I've never personally owned a brand new car. That's okay. I don't need a brand new car. Um, as long as it gets me where I want to go and it's comfortable. But this car had everything, all the bells and whistles, and I got a kind of a little bit of a taste of it, and now I'm like, I want it back. I had it for almost a month because it was the holidays, and yeah. Anyways, we had to get the adjuster and the body shop, all this stuff, and then they were debating with the body shop. I guess Farmers was our insurance because they wanted to total it, and it was so close to like that cutoff point that the body shop was like, well, we could just fix it and blah blah blah, but then there was a risk of it costing more because where it hit was actually the frame, and so it wouldn't be safe to not fix that part. And the back window is expensive because it's really thick and it has those defrost thingies that go into them. So yeah, it was gonna cost like $3,600 or something to fix the car, and his car is only worth like 33 or something like that. Not very much, like, and so they totaled it. And so now, the thing that sucks is that we had both of our cars paid off. So I was just planning to just, run them to the ground, like drive them until they don't drive no more. Why go get a different car when they're paid off? So, anyways, but now we have to go get a new car. So we're getting $2,800 back from the insurance company for his car. And my husband's like, I do not think I'll have a problem finding something, for that price that I can just drive to work and back, and just a little car that'll get me here and there, and good gas mileage, whatever. I don't care. So I was like, okay. So that, took care of that, because I really didn't not want to have to get a car payment again. It's been really nice not having a car payment. So anyways, because then I'm like, I can even take that car payment money, even if I put like half of what would be a car payment money and put it into a savings so that I could get, for like towards another car. Anyways, yeah, so he's like, we'll just do that. I'm like, all right, sounds good. And then we were thinking about it, and I'm like, what if we just were a one-car family for a while? I don't work outside the home. Like, I don't have to drive the kids to school. Our neighbor is that elderly woman I've talked about. She straight up told me, whenever you need my car, you can borrow it. She hardly ever goes anywhere, unless it's like to the store or something. So she is, and I have borrowed her car, and she don't care. She's like, she wants to kind of return the favor from all of the stuff I've done for her, I think, because she's like, oh, anytime I ask her for any like little favor, she's like, oh yeah, she gets all excited that I like asked her. Anyway, Maddie, you okay? Maddie, you okay? Huh? Okay, sorry guys, she's sleeping on the couch, and when she gets restless, sometimes act like in her sleep, but she's restless. Sometimes it means she's low or high. So, anyways, so if I needed that, I could borrow her car. Plus, Seth told me that there's quite a few guys at work that told him that they would drive him if he needed a ride. So, like, let's say on days that I have my doctor's appointment or something, he could get a ride that day, and then I could just have the car that day or whatever. And I could just do my errands and all that other stuff when he's home. And, you know, it saves on car insurance. It saves on we wouldn't have to get a loan. We wouldn't have to, so we can trade in my car and use the money for that and the money that they're giving us for his car and just get a nicer car. Because not that I need like a nicer car necessarily, but about a year and a half ago, some dum-dums decided to try to steal my car, and by cutting the wires to to do that, whatever it is, I can't remember right now. Hot wire, I think is what it's called. To hot wire it. Well, the idiots literally cut every single electrical wire except the ones that the ones that would have done it. Yeah. Anyways, once your electrical lines are cut, it don't matter if they get fixed, you will always have electrical problems. That is what I've been told by numerous mechanics, including my aunt's best friend who has been our mechanic, and he would not say something that wasn't true. Like, I took my van to him one time to get it fixed, and he was like, no, it's not worth it. Like, he's like, I could do this all and everything, but you should just think about getting a new car. So I know I can trust this guy. Anyways, he was like, I've totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, he was telling us about like the electrical. Like, he's like, no, once it has electrical problems, you're screwed. I'm like, well, insurance is paying for it because, it was a break-in. It was so insurance paid to get it fixed. I thought everything was dandy. No, I have problems with the electrical stuff all the time. Luckily we don't have to go through emissions anymore because to get our tabs, because my car wouldn't pass emissions because it is the check engine light's on. Nothing's wrong with the car. Everything's totally fine, but the check engine light is on. Won't turn off. And the AV brakes are on. The light is on. The emergency brake light comes on and off randomly. My lights, usually only the bright lights work. Like, I have to have the brights on to have any light. Otherwise, I don't have light. Like, there's just all these problems with the electrical system. The struts in the shocks or whatever in the front need to be changed. Possibly the back. What else is going on with it? I don't know. There's a couple other, like, minor little things that, aren't a huge deal. But, instead of putting money into an older car, we figured if, we just sell mine right now while it's still good, because it's a nice car. It is a Kia Amante. Now, they are very rare. Like, they're hardly anywhere. I've only seen a few of them. And they look like, from the front, they look like a Mercedes. Like, everybody asks me about it. I'm like, no, I do not drive a Mercedes. It is a Kia. But they call it the Cadillac of Kias because it is super nice. Like, leather interior, tons of room, heated seats, electrical everything. There's a sunroof. Yeah, it's loaded. It's a nice car, but there are issues, but I loved it. And my my papa helped me because he used to be a mechanic. And every car I've got so far, I have had him either look at with me or help me find it. This is going to be the first time that he won't be here for that, which is really kind of sad. And yeah, it makes me miss him a lot because I just was thinking about how I've never bought a car without him before. He passed away 2 years ago, and sometimes it doesn't seem like it's been that long, and other times it seems like it's been forever. Thank God I had an issue with my car about a week and a half before he died. I went over because something was going on with my car, so he told me to come over so he could look at it. I did. Of course, you know that thing where it like makes the sound and then you take it to a mechanic and it doesn't make the sound and then you leave and it makes the sound again? Yeah, that's what happened. Anyways, but we got there, he listened to it, he drove it, he's like, I don't hear anything. I'm like, of course you don't. Of course you don't. So anyways, but I stayed for lunch and we visited and talked and ended up spending a couple hours there with him and my grandma. She was there too. But anyways, and then about 2 days later, he got the stomach flu. I believe it was a stomach flu. I don't know details as much because they didn't tell me. So he got sick. Had to go to the hospital. Nobody told me. Nobody wanted me to worry because I am like a huge worrier. And so then anyways, he was starting to feel better. He ordered this big lunch with like a milkshake, and my grandma and my papa do work at the Spokane County Fair when it comes to town because they are involved with a tractor club. My papa collected tractors and like antique type ones. Anyways, they were getting ready for the fair and he told my grandma to go. He said, I'm fine. I'm going to just take a nap. So you might as well go get some work done. And, by the time you get back, then I'll have taken my nap and eaten and all that good stuff. So she's like, all right. So she left, went to the fair. He fell asleep and never woke up. So he was getting better, which I don't know, it's the strangest thing. It just doesn't make sense. When when somebody came to tell her that she needed to go back to the hospital right now, and she said, well, she of course wanted to know why, and so they told her, and she was like, no. There's a mistake. There has to be a mistake because he was getting better. It didn't make sense, but it was his time. But when I found out, I was in shock just because I didn't even know he was sick. And I was a little upset that nobody decided to tell me because, I don't know. I would have rather known. My dog is snoring. Ningen, are you snoring? But, yeah, I miss my papa. My grandma and papa were like, second parents. I was there a lot. My mom and dad were really involved with the youth group at our church. And they'd go on, trips and missionary trips and, stuff for fun and all this stuff. And I was, of course, too little to go to everything. There were things I did get to go, but most of it, I was too little. So I would always stay with my grandparents and get spoiled rotten. My sister at one point, like she used to when we were little, but then she, my sister's older than me, so I remember staying at my grandma's by myself and my sister being like at a friend's house, or eventually got to go with my mom and dad because she was old enough to be in the youth group. But there it is. Sorry. That drill don't want to be on this canvas. It is just like sprinting as fast as it can to get away. Now it's going to be in my vacuum. So, what else was I going to tell you guys? Because I had something that I didn't want to forget to tell you. But now I don't remember what it was. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Anyways. If you guys have put in an order for the Shine Shop, first of all, thank you so much. And second of all, please be patient with me. If you do need something, like if it's a gift or you just for some reason need it, sooner than later, please message me. Let me know. I'm trying to reach out to people if I think theirs is going to be a couple days late, but so far I've been trying to keep up, and so far so good, but that doesn't mean that I won't hit delays for whatever reason. So just let me know. I know a ton of you guys in my live were being super cool, super supportive, and just saying to take your time to me. And so that made me definitely feel a little bit calmer because I didn't expect to get 50 plus orders in just 2 days. I honestly thought I would get probably 20 orders, if that. So this is crazy. And I have a huge shopping, now I have to go restock a ton of stuff that's out because, well, everybody bought it. So, um, some of those things I can't get out right away. I have to get some of them when they're on sale. If I don't get them when they're on sale, then I would have to charge you guys more for them. And like I said, I don't like charging. I don't know. I have a hard time with picking prices. But yeah. I'll get better, I think, as time goes on. This color reminds me of scrambled eggs. Yeah, I'm gonna be, I was gonna take a break, diamond paint for a little bit, film this WIP and chat, and then go do some more orders, but I am exhausted. My eyes are so heavy right now, and they're burning because I'm so tired. Exhausted. And it's funny though, because it's a good exhausted. You know what I mean? It's an accomplished kind of an exhausted. But I need to get some sleep or I won't. Yeah, I'll probably sleep through my alarm if I don't. And this is my doctor that I go to every 2 weeks that measures all my levels and makes sure that my liver and everything is doing okay, because a few years ago, how many years? It's 4 maybe? 3 or 4 years ago, I got sepsis. Really bad, and I was in the hospital and had to have surgeries, and anyways, it was this whole thing. And I totally see. I'm so tired. My brain is just blah. I don't even know. I'm telling you something, and I'm why am I saying this? What is this about? Where was I going with this? I don't know. I don't know. Talking about sepsis led into what? Where did that come from? I don't remember now. You guys are screaming probably you were talking about this, and I'm I don't remember what I was talking about. I don't remember. I'll have to rewind it and go see what I was saying so that I can finish what I was saying. Oh, that's so sad, you guys. That's so sad. My sad little life. I'm laughing, and Maddie just started giggling in her sleep. That was pretty cute. Okay, give me 1 second. Alright, so I did go back and see. I was I'm gonna go see what I was saying. So what I was saying was, when I got sepsis, my liver enzymes were really wonky and got all out of whack, because when you're sepsis, you basically, being sepsis is when you have an infection and it goes into your blood. And if you don't get immediate medical attention, you will die very quickly because it's going into your bloodstream. So obviously that carries through your whole body. Yeah, when I started getting sick, to the point where I actually went to the hospital, it wasn't that long, and my fever skyrocketed. It was 104 or something when we got to the hospital, and I was shaking. I don't know if I was kind of convulsing some or just shivering from the fever. I'm not sure. I don't remember all of it. It was kind of a hazy experience, but I do remember though thinking, I'm sick. I'm really sick. Because, you know, when you go to the ER, you sit there for hours and stuff. No, I was literally, from the time we walked in to the time I was in a room with an IV in both arms, it was like less than 10 minutes. They saw me, they took my temperature. I was immediately brought back to the triage and then immediately took to a room with 2 people putting IVs in my arm. And it was fast. It was really fast. And I remember just thinking that, like, I'm sick. If they got me in here this quick, something is not right. Which I knew. I didn't want to go to the hospital, but my mom and husband made me. You know, when you're so sick, you're like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do any. I just want to stay in my bed or on the couch. Like, I don't want to move. Like, leave me alone. I'll be fine. You know, that's kind of how I was like. I'm like, don't touch me. Just let me be. But they were like, no. I was throwing up. It was horrible, 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 horrible. Horrible experience. But anyway, since then, I have to get my livers and stuff levels all checked twice a month to make sure everything's still going okay, which it has. I haven't had a problem once, actually, since then. So that is good news. But they still want to do it to be on the safe side because apparently once you have any kind of a liver or kidney or anything issue, it's easy to have it happen again. And so they just want to be on the safe side, which I'm totally fine with. I'd rather find out early and be able to prevent or, you know, help slow progression of things. But they don't think that there'll be like a major problem. It was just that my body had so much infection in it that my kidney and liver couldn't handle it because that is what they do. They get rid of poison. They get rid of the toxins in your body. And there was so much toxins in my body that my liver just kind of went wackadoo. My kidney did a little bit, but not bad. It was my liver that was like the most concerning at the time. But yeah, I don't even remember how long I was in the hospital, but it was a while. And I don't like being in the hospital for multiple reasons. But one, as soon as you start feeling better, it's really boring. And two, I don't like asking people for things. And I know it's like, oh, can I get, when you ask the nurse for stuff, I feel so bad. Like, and they're always like, it's my job. It's no problem. Like, I know, but I don't know. It makes me feel really lazy to be like, oh, can you bring me this? Or can I get water? You know what I mean? Yeah, my brain, if I could get around that, I'd be like, going to the hospital would be like going to a spa. Like, oh, you're going to bring me things? What? You're getting me stuff? What? Because at home with the kids, nope. Nope, nope, nope. It's the opposite. I could be in the living room. My kid's in their bedroom. And Alex calls me in. Mom, can you pick that up for me? I always say no. No. I'm not your slave. I ain't your slave. You do it. You got arms and legs. They ain't broken. That's what my mom always used to say to me. Are your arms and legs broken? No? Okay. Then you can do it. So, I go by that same thing. But it doesn't matter. They still call me in there. They still try. They're trying to drive me mad, I tell you. Mad. Let's see. I am absolutely loving this painting, you guys. There's so far, very, very little trash. I actually don't know how much trash there was before because I ended up actually having to sell my cover minder a couple weeks ago when I ran out and somebody really, really wanted one. So I sold them mine, which that obviously had all my my wash basin cover minder is what I'm talking about. That had all of my trash drills in it. And so I threw them away. But anyways, there really wasn't that many. I was very pleasantly surprised. And I just realized something. Just a second. I just realized because I had everything cleaned off my desk, I had no cover minders on my thing. How could I do that? I mean, come on. Want to see what I've got? So I've got here. I've got my trash can, the blue trash can. I've got a green macaron. I've got my little beautiful flashy butterfly. Gotta have some snacks, right? So I got my cookies. I got my doggy, my little yellow lab doggy. This one is brand new. Love it. I'll show you this one really quick because I haven't showed you all this. It's my little gumball machine. Is that not the cutest? Anyway, so there's that little gumball machine. And then I don't know what this one is. It's just I don't know. It's beautiful, is it not? I love that. Love it. I guess if I put it in the camera, it'd be helpful, huh? Gorgeous. I love those colors, though. Anyways. And this one, my rainbow here, I made this one the other day. And I love it, too. It's beautiful. I think I'm going to make another one and sell it, because that's what I do, right? That's what I do. All right, I got my black done here. This part is real color blocky, so it's nice because it goes kind of fast. Which, for me and my time schedule right now, fast is good. Fast is good. All right, let's get this back over to where I'm working here. As we go. Okay, and I'm almost done with, I'm going to probably do a couple more colors, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Because I think we're getting there in time-wise. Yeah. I try to keep my videos, at an hour or under, but it don't happen all the time, so. And I know y'all want the longer, you always tell me you want longer whipping chats. My voice always starts to die. These people that can do 3-hour, 4-hour lives, amazing. Like Jeremy Fryer. That boy, he can just go on and on and on and on a live. Oh, man. If you only knew. In my head, yeah. Anyways, okay, moving on. But no, he's he starts at 8 o'clock and he can go to 11:30. My voice would be gone. Gone. Mrs. Coffee goes 3 hours at least. And a lot of times she does more. Yeah, it just kind of amazes me sometimes. But then again, not everybody has a problem with their voice dying, so that's just my thing, you know. It's my thing. I love this color green. It's really pretty. It's like a deep green. And that is one of the reasons I love this painting so much, is all the green in it. Green is my favorite color to decorate the house with. I have green curtains. I have a green couch. I have green in my area rug, in the decorations on the wall. Is that it? Oh, another area rug. Yeah, I love green. It's one of those, it's color neutral. So my husband likes green, and it's just, yeah, it works. So that's what I'll do. So I'm thinking this one is green. It's beautiful. I might hang it in my living room because I used to have a paint by numbers kit that I did in a frame behind the couch. It was a pretty big one. And I gave it to her for Mother's Day. So now I need something else to go up there. I need to go to the thrift store and find a frame so that I can do something and put it up there. But anyways, I think this one would be really good because of the colors. It's really pretty. It's gorgeous. And being green, I think my husband and son could deal with it. When we first got married, though, we had this agreement that I could do the inside, and then he could do, anything outside or in the garage or whatever. and our wedding colors were pink. Pink and white. And so we had these vines with these beautiful flowers, these pink flowers on them. And those were like, they went all around the dining room and all around the kitchen for like the first year of our marriage before he finally said something about them. And he did not like them. But we had just gotten married. He was trying to be sweet and just like, yeah, okay. They're sentimental because they were at our wedding. But, nope, I just don't. And the way he told me, it was like, it came out just, I don't remember, we were playing a game or something. And because he wouldn't just come out and say something like that. But anyways. And now those are, I think I kept them for a while. And then I threw them away because it was like, what's the point? What the points? But I think I'm going to say goodnight because I'm exhausted. Like I said, my eyes are so heavy and my brain is starting to get worse and worse and worse. So I'm pretty soon I'm going to start like talking in my sleep or something. Anyways. That's that. Okay, moving on. This week, you hopefully will get another WIP and chat. You will be getting a WIP It Wednesday, of course, on Wednesday. Because it'd be weird if it was any other day. And I am going to do a little tutorial thing for multi-placers because I've been asked by numerous people. Also, I will be doing a video that is going to be like a Shine Shop designs video where basically I show myself mailing them so y'all know when you're getting them. Y'all know they were taken to the post office and actually mailed. Because I have had so much issues with our dang UPS people where I've dropped stuff off and they haven't scanned them in and sent them. I had a package for somebody that won something and the package sat there in the post office for 2 freaking weeks. And I couldn't find the the tracking number at first, so there was nothing I could do. I didn't know if it was lost or anything. And finally they found it at the dang post office. I was like, are you kidding me? It just sat there for 2 weeks? Yeah. No. And they sent it, once they, figured it out. They sent it right away, and they sent it on a 2-day ship rather than a 5 to 7 day ship. So I guess it was all right. But, still, I thought that was kind of messed up, but whatever. Okay, guys. I'm going to say goodnight. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope to see you very soon. Don't forget, you guys, this weekend is, this coming weekend, it's the DP-a-thon, and it's going to be awesome. There are going to be a ton of new people on there. Like, there was a lot of people that I hadn't even heard of. So it's gonna be tons of fun, I think. So anyways, and I am participating in that. And I will be on at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time on Sunday. So don't forget about that, and don't forget to come check me out and say hi, hello, and bring your craft and diamond paintings with you. But with that being said, as always, don't forget, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. So with that, keep on shining, and I will see you guys next.
Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already and would like to subscribe, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and the bell icon to be notified when I put up a new video.